This is something that really concerns me. It's Sunday, February 13th, 2022. I was watching last night about Freya, the goddess Basset. I was perturbed. I know it's an umbrella term, a way of measuring weights and measures, but leaves room for telling a story wrong. And then, so in New York, when you're born, they give you a paper, they give you a number, so you get letters and numbers that are just yours. They stay with you for life, or as long as you're trapped here. That's the natural born citizen way of tracking. And then throughout your life, those numbers matched with your letters become a system of monitoring. They're saying on the television, on the news, there's a monitoring service one of them called Equifax. They use them when you need to get a mortgage or to get housing and things, cars, whatever, anything that requires a loan, because if you don't have enough money, which I haven't, because of the whole husbandry thing being completely nil, even though I had a visit from Tom's River, New Jersey, at the appropriate teenage level. What I don't understand is why marriage never became, and like in Hofstra, I had somebody come that purposely was testing my vocabulary. The word Scandinavian, only time I've ever heard that word spoken in New York is Linda and Lou regarding their special furniture that they bought from some special artist gallery. That was the only time the word Scandinavia ever even came up in my entire life frame between my auditory and then the outside world. Now, back to this Equifax and credit monitoring. They said that they have a data breach, meaning somebody stole the letters and numbers and part of the system that keeps part of the state's natural born citizens safe in a out of body way of tracking without having to take blood. So genetics are not involved in that relation. I found out that we had bought a appliance like a refrigerator at Home Depot, and we had bought an extended warranty on it. Then we went to go use the extended warranty, and I found out, even though we bought the warranty in New York, the information was sold to a Pacific island of Philippines. I don't understand how I bought it in the state of New York, in the country of the United States of America, and my information was sold without my permission to some Pacific island country that I have no affiliation with, and I have no way of protecting myself against, and that was named Philippines. I'm not quite sure what the humans are up to, but it's not kosher and it doesn't sound right. And then this is how they communicate to I don't know who to let us know when the humans mess up.
Equifax is providing millions of Americans with free credit monitoring because of a 2017 data breach. The Federal Trade Commission believes 147 million people had private information like social security numbers compromised.
The numerical tracking of the humans without blood being taken, that matches their alphabet label that the parents use throughout their time frame. That's what goes on this type of database that's already been compromised multiple times, been bought, been sold, been pieced out. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this apparently gives them some sense of I don't know what.
Never admitted guilt, but did agree to provide the free credit monitoring for 4 years. The deal not only covers Equifax, but the other major credit bureaus like Experian and TransUnion. Equifax will begin the process of notifying customers via email. A special roadside delivery in downtown Miami.
Now, here's another question. I was not born with an email. Email is something that came out after the millennial changed on Y2K. So my parents did not born me with an email. My parents did born me with letters on my certificate, my pedigree certificate, and numbers on my pedigree numerical tracking card for the state of New York and within the United States system. My parents born me also with a first address. My parents did not born me with an email. That is something new and part of a larger systemic problem. So why is it if I have a security breach because I refuse to use this email, I'm in a dead galaxy. I've been left here as a, let's say, ancient Egyptian or ancient Scandinavian goddess reborn in, it was a alive galaxy at one point. It was part of the Milky Way in the universe and the solar system. How it got detached and progressively worse with me here and with no husband. I have 2 garbage paper marriage certificates. They mean just as much as every human I've ever met. Absolutely nothing. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It is Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. They mentioned something about, they were talking about Canada yesterday. Like now all of a sudden, Russia, Ukraine, and Canada are on the news. It seems to be the same verbal loop of words and vocabulary, which is fine for me because it's just a pattern that's being established, so I learn. But they mentioned something about, I heard the word Windsor, W-I-N. I don't know if it has a D because they don't write it on the script, but it's either D-S-O-R or W-I-N-S-O-R. Now, I said to Lynn, I go, why does that sound familiar? Isn't that like the Queen of England word? And she said, no. She says, there's a castle. She's like, yeah, no, it is England. And I was like, all right. But they were mentioning it with Canada. I have no idea what that's about. So it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Ouch. And this is the outside. It's snowing this morning. But it's like one of the, I call it a romantic snow, only because when I look out from the back towards the front, I see it on the trees and whatnot. And then overnight, I'm going to pause this and go back. There was a lot of violent shootings, one in New York City that they're mentioning on the news, and one in California or LA area. The one in California had Justin Bieber and a big celebrity list. I don't know what that was about. But we had a similar, but not celebrity style, but we had whatever in New York go on last night. I'm going to pause this. Oh, and those 2 shootings happened, what they're calling on the eve of the Super Bowl, since everybody seems to time their lives with that event.
After Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Here on ABC 7.
Boom! On the eve of the Super Bowl in LA, gunfire erupted in a busy section of West Hollywood. 4 people were shot early Saturday morning outside a party for Justin Bieber. There are reports rapper Kodak Black is among those injured. According to the LAPD, a fight broke out near the Nice Guy restaurant just before 3 a.m. and several gunshots were fired. The 4 people...
Nice Guy restaurant. Only thing I call it. Justin Bieber, I know who he is. But not like really. I mean, I've never met him. I've heard of him on the radio. I've heard his name a lot. I usually say Justin Bieber and Ben Bieber. Like I tie that in with my son because they were born around the same year. So I kind of follow just his music when it comes on the radio. I'm more tuned in because of the pairing. And then they said something about something called a Kodak Black. I don't know what that is.
4 people hit in stable condition. Bieber was inside the restaurant at the time of the shooting and left shortly after, ending the party.
A federal judge will see the jury tomorrow in the hate crimes trial of the 3 men who were convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery. The judge also expects attorneys to make their opening statements. Greg and Travis McMichael and William Roddy Bryan were sentenced to life in prison by a Georgia state court last month. This federal trial accuses them of violating Arbery's civil rights, targeting him because he was black. All 3 men have pleaded not guilty. The judge expects the trial to last 7.
That's really frightening. I mean, again, that's what they say on the news, but it's only like a partial story. I mean, I'm watching the television from New York from a couch potato perspective, and I'm videotaping what's coming through and what the media moguls, MEDIAMOGULS, what they're portraying and throwing. And then when I watch back my stuff, I'm like, I know I'm the victim of like having to witness all of this. And it looks like it, and it looks very filled up in a certain category. But I'm the one sitting here having to witness this. I'm not purposely. I mean, it's on the rabbit ear stations, which are like the ones that the antenna kids could get if they couldn't pay for TV service back in the day. Even though they've switched to digital, I'm still on that system. It's channel 7. Purposely. I don't go to the like corporate sponsored real news stations or whatever they're called elsewhere. I stick to like systematic. It's *1978, *8378, Nicole Cattaruzza.